Previously, I boarded the cruise ship Royal Princess in Sydney, Australia, and we sailed out of Sydney Harbour on our way to Vanuatu and Fiji. But before we get there, we've a load of sea days. Last time I enjoyed my first day at sea, having a lazy day and exploring the ship.
Got another day at sea today, so I'm going to be enjoying the ship. Want to not watch and see what I get up to.
If you enjoy lying in bed watching TV, you can do. I've got all sorts of things. It's a bit of an interactive one, so you can do guest services and get all your information there. You've got a bit of telly. Oh, actually, looks like you can check your photos out there as well. Have you had any photos done? I haven't yet. Spa, shopping. You can do your dining reservations. There's movies, TV. A bit like being on a plane there. You've got audio books as well and stuff like that. So I don't really watch TV on holiday, to be honest. Bridge cam, it's always useful. Having said that, I'm lying in bed. I can see that from here. And then future cruises, if you want any more inspiration. And you can just even set your status on your room to do not disturb or come and clean it. So I've only just turned this on just to try and find out where we are. I think I found it. Went through guest services to find my location. So there we are, out in the middle of the sea, heading towards Vanuatu. Another beautiful morning out at sea. We're literally in the middle of the sea. I've checked the map. So there's no land, and it's just us in this whole part of the world. The sea is beautiful and blue. Got nice blue skies as well. A little bit of cloud there. I haven't been up on top deck yet for a lounge. I might have to go and get a sun lounger later. Day 2 out at sea on the Royal Princess. I'm just enjoying this view. I'm enjoying my cabin as well. So I'm very bad at relaxing sometimes on holiday. So this time I've just sort of stayed in bed, opened the curtains, opened the doors so I can listen to the sea. I've been reading my book. I've ordered some room service in to get my morning brew. It's perfect. Now the weather is lovely. It's 21 degrees apparently. The captain's just announced. A little bit of cloud, but not too bad. I have an hour and a half to spare until the quiz, which is I'm going to go and do the trivia later on. I've nothing special to do, so I'm going to head up onto the top deck with my book and have a bit of a read. So, lazy day today. On my way up to deck 16, I passed through the buffet, which was just setting up for lunch. I'd been eating so much that, to be honest, I didn't really need a big meal at the moment. But the buffet had lots of different options, whether you just wanted a snack or a full-blown meal. And of course you could be healthy with a salad bar, or you could go for a burger and fries. There were loads of choices of puddings too, including sugar-free and gluten-free options. And if you just wanted, you could just go and grab a cookie. If you watched last time, you'll know that Royal Princess has a walkway that juts out over the sea, and the novelty of walking across it didn't wear off for me.
Not desperate for lunch, but I thought I'd get myself an ice cream. These ones are all included. Might be a sea day, but I found a sunbed, no problem. I'm actually over the fountains, so best not to stay up too late for those. Get a square later on. You've got the view of the big screen up on the pool there, so I can lounge and watch the telly. I want to read my book for a bit. Beautiful weather there. Lots of people out and about. Pool towels are provided, so you don't need to bring those with you.
That's me sorted for the next hour. But might have to wait. The DJ's turned up with some tunes. I can lie in the sunshine listening to music quite happily. Before the trivia started, I decided to call in at the International Cafe for a quick tuna sandwich. While I was there, the Halloween dance class was going on in the atrium again. The thriller dance is getting better. Day 2 of Halloween dance practice. Mario cards in Princess Live. The quiz has moved to the Vista Lounge. So it's quiz day 2. We've moved to the Vista Lounge today for some reason.
Stay in the Vista Lounge for the bingo, and got a scratch card because that comes in the package I've bought. I've just won $5. There you go. It's like £2.50. It's not going to break the bank, but better than a smack in the gob, as I like to say. And I have been trying to read my book, but I never seem to get 5 minutes to myself. So while I'm waiting, I've got half an hour. You can just sit in the lounges and enjoy them. So get a drink and have a chapter of my book. Don't forget, if you're enjoying my videos, to like and subscribe, because it really does help my channel. So thank you.
Another dance class going on.
So most cruise ships have a godmother, and the Royal Princess has its own Royal Princess with our Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, as she was then, or now the Princess of Wales.
This is Kate's outfit from the day she named it, and the bottle that got smashed.
So I've come back to my cabin, got a few letters about my perks I get. So, because I've got elite status, I can go to the Captain's Circle Lounge daily. Well, I've already done that once. There's a Captain's Circle party coming, and I can do a free wine tasting on the 31st if I fancy doing that. Just turn up at 2 o'clock. That's going to clash with the trivia though, so I might have to see which one I prefer. I like the trivia at the minute. The elite letter tells you your perks, so I've already sent my laundry in. I've had a 10% discount on the shore excursion I booked, which is quite good. And then, to be honest, one of the perks is you go to customer services and there's a dedicated suite and elites queue. You could just queue jump. You know, loyalty does have its perks if you can do it. I'm a lucky boy. And then over on this side, because I've got the Premier package, you get reserved seating at the production show. So tonight's the first Colours of the World production show. So if I want to turn up between 9 and 9:20, they have specially reserved seats. I'm not sure whether they'll be any better than the normal seats, or it might just be exactly where I want.
I've quite enjoyed having the window open on my balcony, but I haven't actually sat out yet and enjoyed the view, so I think I might just do that now for a bit. And then, talking of elite perks, I've also got my minibar, so might as well have a beer while I'm sitting out.
And just when you think you've had your perks for the day, I've got canapes have turned up. I forgot I'd ordered these yesterday, and I can't remember. I think these are because I'm elite, not because of the Premier package. And because it's formal night tonight, you can have canapes delivered to your room. They look very pretty, don't they? So I'm going to eat those on the balcony with my beer and my book and the sea. Life just gets better, doesn't it? Formal night tonight, so I'm all dressed up and ready to go. Well, it's sort of semi-formal. It doesn't feel like black tan kind of night for me. I'm actually not going to the restaurants. I've got a specialty dining book, so I'm heading to the Crown Grill. So that's one of the ones included in my brand new package. But I might as well use it. Didn't know it would actually be on formal night actually when I booked it. But hey, I'll see what it's like.
The first formal night on a Princess cruise usually includes the Captain's Toast, complete with a champagne fountain. Unfortunately, I had a timed reservation, so I didn't have time to stop and watch that, but I've seen it a few times. It is very well worth going to the atrium to watch. The Crown Grill is the speciality steakhouse on board. Speciality restaurants cost you extra unless you've got them included in your package, so again I had a couple free. This would cost you 68 Australian dollars, so that's about £34. That price includes as many starters and appetizers as you want, then one main course, and as many sides as you want. And then of course you've got your dessert if you've got room for it. First, warm bread rolls arrived. I had a feeling there was going to be a lot of food. There were 2 appetizers, so I've got beef tartare and scallops. Beef tartare was delicious, and now I want to be scallops. Next course is seafood bisque, introduced as my next weapon. It's a fancy steak knife, isn't it? The Crown Grill also has its own signature salt menu so that you can choose different salts to go with your meal. So I've gone for a New York strip steak with mushrooms, asparagus, fries. That's smoky salt, because they even have a salt menu.
all very good so far. And it was really interesting because in the Wheelhouse bar, which is right next door, they had the violin classical duo on, and they were playing music all the way through the main part of my meal, so that was very nice.
This is my chocolate treasure. Just pop back to the cabin before the show starts at 9:30. It's the first production show tonight, partly because it's formal night. You wouldn't really know it was formal night other than that, and the fact that the photographers are all out, and it was the captain's toast, of course, which I missed earlier. Dress code wise, very much wear what you want. There are a lot of people who would just look like it's an average night out, shorts and t-shirts and just the same as any other day. There are quite a few gents out in jackets, shirts and ties, and the ladies are all dressed up. And then I've seen a handful of guys in full black tie, but literally a handful, not much more than that. So you don't need to worry about being too formally dressed or not dressed formally enough. You can go anywhere in between, whichever you want to do, basically. On Colours of the World tonight. Another comfortable night's sleep. Jumped up and just opened the doors and listened to the sea. A little bit cloudier today. My morning room service cup of tea has arrived. It only took 15 minutes, did that one. They're a bit erratic with the timings. I'm having a leisurely morning as usual. Do you know, I never use my cabin usually, but this one I am absolutely getting my money's worth out of. Buying a balcony has been fantastic. Somebody on the Facebook group saw dolphins yesterday as well. I don't really have the patience to sit and scour the ocean, but I might have to just sit out and have a look at some point, just see if I spot some wildlife. I've never really done that. Anyway, I'm having a lovely morning. I can just quite happily relax, and I'm enjoying this pace of life for a change. So we got a letter the other day saying for Lautoka we can book a shuttle bus. I'm still a bit undecided, but then yesterday we got a letter telling us all the details for the ports we're going to. So tomorrow we're in Vanuatu, which is a water shuttle, so they're giving you the instructions for that. I've actually got a tour book, so I don't need to worry about that one too much. And then Lautoka, they've given you some info saying it's a 30-minute walk and it's tropical heat and the pavement might be a bit uneven, but actually 30 minutes isn't too bad, so I might risk that one myself. And then Suva's fine for the capital, and then Dravuni Island we're back on water shuttles, and if you're an elite member you get priority shuttle disembarkation, which is good, so I get to use another of my perks. Biosecurity's everywhere in Australia, it was the same, no food, meat, flowers, etc. They don't let you bring stuff in, they're protecting their own ecosystem, which you can entirely understand. After enjoying these views for a little bit longer, it was time to get out and about around the ship.
It's Halloween. Magically overnight, the ship's been decorated. There's pumpkins and witches and ghosts and all sorts around. So we're going to enjoy Halloween celebration today.
They'd really gone all out to decorate the ship and get in the party spirit. Coming through the atrium, there was another dance class going on.
Spent last night getting a good look at the watches. One of the guys who works in the watch shop was really good. Showed me all the watches, like the Trico Blanc, the 5 grand Tag Heuers, and he was telling me all the stories about them as well. So got lots of interesting facts. Watch sale going on today. Not allowed to buy. Banned.
Even the buffet's got in on the act. I'm coming for a steak sandwich, pizza muffin and fries for my lunch. It's more like brunch because I haven't had breakfast yet. The buffet's really full today. Actually, loads of sunbeds today. It's a beautiful day.
So you do have to watch that sun. It didn't feel that hot yesterday, and I only sat out for an hour. Didn't put enough sun cream on, and I've turned into a bit of a lobster. So I will put a bit more in today, even if I'm only sitting out for half an hour or so. So just watch you don't get caught. We are heading more tropical, a bit further north. So yeah, the sun's strong down here. But you can't complain about no sunbeds on a sea day. All these terraces up here. You've got them all down by the pool. Hot tubs are a bit full. Everyone's obviously enjoying their day in the ship as well, because it was busy inside. I know it's around lunchtime.
Up at the front of the ship is the retreat, which is a quieter adults only section. There were plenty of sunbeds here as well, although you could also rent these cabanas. Then further along you've got the sanctuary, which is an even more exclusive area, but you do need to pay to get in that one. The retreat pool and bar is a nice quiet area if that's what you're looking for, and then the sanctuary is even more exclusive. But for me, I quite like the main pool with all the music and liveliness going on.
So just leaving deck 16, and you've got Prego, which is pizza. I think that's all included. And then there's the Mermaid's Tail bar in the middle. And on the other side, you've got the Trident Grill. So if you want your burgers, plenty of places to get some food up on top deck. Day 3 of trivia in the library with Wilma. Wilma seems to be the only entertainment person that I've met so far. He does everything that I go to.
If I've got one criticism of the Royal Princess, it's that it's sometimes a bit of a maze. You can't always follow a corridor from one end of the ship to the other, and sometimes it's just hard work to find places. I've been on other ships with this design as well, and it's something I don't like, but it's a minor fault. Anyway, as I was wandering, I kind of found my way to the seating area at the back of the ship.
Sometimes you just want to stretch out, put your feet up, watch the sea go by.
I loved how much effort they'd put into decorating.
Even the international cafes getting on the act. Halloween cakes. Getting in the spirit. That is not a small glass of Prosecco, and I am not complaining.
Back in my cabin, I spotted the first land I'd seen for days.
Sunset there.
The island in the distance is Pines Island, part of New Caledonia. We were actually meant to visit New Caledonia on this cruise, but unfortunately there was unrest beforehand, so it got cancelled. At least I got to see a bit of it, and of course that's an excuse to come back someday.
I do always love that when you just see the sun just disappear. And it does always fascinate me. You go around in a circle, when you're out at sea, you can just see the horizon in all directions. It's like you're floating on a disc. Just catching the last of the sunset there in the background. Getting ready to go out early tonight. It's Halloween party night. I've got my plan for costumes, so it's a dead easy one. So all in black, and then got a mask. So I'll do that later. I'm for table for one tonight because I just want to get in and out, get to a Halloween party, come in early. So I'm right in the corner. Actually, it might be up in the corner, but I have got a nice view out the window. So this is the dining room. You can actually share if you want to as well. I chose not to tonight just because I want to be in and out. I'm not being very adventurous tonight because I think I'm going to go with the calamari. And then the roast beef sounds nice, so I think I'm going to have that. For starters, we've got calamari. Not what I was expecting. A bit different to normal. Wow, so now I'm on roast beef. And that's medium, which looks a bit more rare to me, but I like medium rare, so I'm not fussy. Yorkshire pudding. Gravy. I think there's Brussels sprouts down there, which I'm not over keen on, but I will eat. This is New York cheesecake with strawberries.
After dinner, it was time to enjoy an evening of Halloween-themed entertainment. Next, it was time to head up to top deck for the Halloween party. You could choose whether to join in or not, but absolutely loads of people made a fantastic effort with the costumes. I wasn't really sure, so I just went for a mask, but even so, at least I joined in a bit.
Halloween horror story. It's been raining, so the party's moved inside, because at least the party doesn't stop.
The evening continued with a fancy dress competition, dancing from the show team, there was music from the party band, before the party continued into the night. And meanwhile, the Royal Princess continued on its journey, because tomorrow we reach land.